Okay, let's continue with the third one. The third cycle is call it Otto cycle. It's OWTO cycle. Sorry, because now you cannot see here. Yeah, sorry, because when I was scanning it, it cut that part. Okay, now about the Otto cycle. So now if is asking you for sketching for I mean if is asking to sketch the Otto cycles, so how it should be, you see, so it should start from somewhere here, draw your curve two, and then you draw your vertical lines, and then you do it 3, and then draw another curve, go to 4, and then draw the vertical line to come close on 1. This is how is your Otto cycle. And then you have here all the process. From 1 to 2 is asymptotic compression process. Process from 2 to 3 is a reversible constant volume heating. So mean that at this process is where the heat is supplied now. That's why you see that it's coming inside the system supply. Now from process 3 to 4, asymptotic expansion, because it's going down now, you see, because remember that here it was compressing until here is supplying the heat, and then now when now is reach its higher temperature or the higher pressure, now it's going down, expansion process, we call it asymptotic expansion process, and then until it's reached back the initial position, which is 1, and then between 4 and 1 now is I mean the heat is released, so the heat is rejected, you see, from the system. So that's why now is you're going to call it a reversible constant volume cooling, in that because it's cooled down, it's no more hot at this level. So now you can see now here the temperature V1 equal to V4 and V2 equal to V3, and then here you should get here from here you should get temperature here, or maybe let me just, you see, yeah, okay. And you see guys, if you check the what you have done so far, is the same logic, is the same concept. Just know how to draw your cycles. Either is if they are asking for you to sketch it on the PV diagrams or the chair diagrams, you know already how to do it. And the process, you can identify them, and then once you have identified the process, you have a formulas that is given, so to find what you need, you see. Okay, now the compression ratio, you see, the compression ratio is equal to V1 over V2. It can be V1 over V2 or V4 over V3, because remember that V1 is also equal to V4 and V2 is equal to V3, so it's the same now. And V1, you call it, or to obtain V1, if it's not given, to calculate V1, you should use the swept volume plus the clearance volumes, and the clearance volume is call it V2, so mean that you will be V2 plus Vs to get your V1. The thermal efficiency is the sum of the heat, mean that what you calculate this one, and you add them, and the same, and to get your Q1 and your Q2 is the same way that you have and you solve it in the same way you have here. You see, it's the same way. It's the same way. the same way. Use the same formula. This one. You use the same formula to get your Q1 and your Q2. Okay. It's here. You see? And then Q1 also, you can even also use this one, because now remember that now here is CV, because here the volume is constant. The volume is constant, but now here you are dealing with a pressure, because here the pressure is constant, because here on each side for the Q1, Q2, the pressure is constant. That's why you use CP. But the form of the formula remains the same, but the only difference is here now is the volume is constant, because now here is vertical and then here is horizontal. You see, when it's horizontal, means that the pressure is constant. Here is vertical, that is the volume. That's why you use CV, and then to get your Q1, get your Q1 there. And now the thermal efficiency, you can, except to use this one, you can also use this one if you have a